In this video, we're going to be harvesting some eggplant, and we're going to talk a little bit about different varieties and which varieties we enjoyed this year and which varieties we're probably not going to put in our garden in the future. If you're interested in that, stay tuned. In order to make sure I'm telling you the correct variety names, I'm looking at our garden map that I reference all the time, and we do this when we put everything in the beginning of the season. So the first variety I'm going to show you today is called Hansel, and we have 7 plants of Hansel in this row. This one is overdone. We're just going to pick it and get it off of here. You're supposed to harvest them when they are a little bit shiny, but this one will probably be bitter and not very good to eat. And we are right at the time when our frost is coming in a day or two, maybe even tonight. So we are harvesting everything today. So this Hansel variety, we really liked them because they're a little bit earlier of a variety, and I just kind of want to show you what they look like. They're small eggplant, or at least we've been harvesting them when they're small because this shiny texture is telling us that it's ready. And we really enjoyed them because we are in zone 4 in Montana, and up here, we haven't really had too much experience growing eggplant. This is a newer crop for us. And these shorter day varieties are really nice because they allow us to get some eggplant in a northern climate. The big giant eggplants that you're probably used to seeing at the store, those take a lot longer to mature, and in our growing zone, we haven't had too much success with that. I do have some bigger eggplants I'm going to show you towards the end of the video, and you can see how big we've been able to grow our eggplants. The next variety I want to show you is this variety called Green Knight. We have not liked these. We will not be planting these again. This one is a bit overdone because honestly, we've just kind of stopped picking them because they don't taste very good. But I will show you, here's another one. I mean, it's a big eggplant, but it's overdone. It doesn't have that shiny texture. And inside of here, it's going to be loaded with seeds. And they're loaded with seeds when you pick them young, it seems like. And it's been a bitter taste, and we haven't enjoyed this variety. It's called Green Knight, and it's not going to be going in our garden in the future. So a variety that we have like this year is called Millionaire. This is not a big one. A lot of our big ones were already harvested last week for the farmer's market, but we are getting our frost, so we're harvesting everything today. But Millionaire has been a good eggplant that's produced probably twice this size as far as size of an eggplant for us with our growing conditions. So we've liked Millionaire eggplant this year. Here's another Millionaire to just kind of show that this one's a little bit bigger than that last one I harvested. The next variety that we have here is called Chinese String. You can see they're like long, skinny eggplant, and these have been moderately prolific. The eggplant that I just showed you in our last little segment, those definitely produced a lot more than anything in this row, to just keep that in mind. All right, and then this variety is called Thai Purple Ribbed Eggplant. They're a little bit different. They look almost like a tomato. When people see them like that, they wonder if they're a tomato on our farmer's market table. They do get quite a bit bigger than this, just so you're aware of that. And they also have quite a firm texture as well, so that's a little bit different with them.
This particular kind of eggplant has not been very prolific, and we've only harvested a handful of eggplants off of these plants this year. Also, in our opinion, the taste is less palatable than other eggplant varieties we've grown, so we probably won't grow Thai Purple Ribbed Eggplant in the future.
The next eggplant, this one is called Epic, and we have gotten them a lot bigger than that. These have done really good for us. This is our second year growing Epic eggplant, and we really liked them. This one is ready to be harvested, though. You really have to make sure you don't let them get over ripe, because then they get bitter and seedy. But Epic eggplant, those have been really good, and they have more of that traditional eggplant shape that maybe you're used to seeing in the supermarket. And with our experience, these have got almost the size of what you're typically used to seeing in the grocery store. Here's another Epic eggplant that I'm going to harvest. A little bit better size. Beautiful eggplant. These are super yummy. So the next variety that we're going to show you is called Ping Tung, and you can see if you just look at this plant. So this is a Ping Tung plant. This is an Epic eggplant plant, and the size difference is pretty drastic. These were not super prolific for us either, and these will probably not be going into our garden in the future. We did harvest a lot. I know I'm being repetitive, but we did harvest a lot last weekend, so we don't have that many to harvest today, but not as prolific as some of the other varieties that we showed you at the beginning of the video. The last kind of eggplant that we have to show you today is called Midnight Queen. Kind of similar to Epic as far as how big we've been able to get them, but they've definitely been a good producer for us this year, and we'll be doing Midnight Queen again in the future. So we picked last week for the farmer's market, and these really haven't had a chance with warm weather to really grow and keep producing more. We are almost in October. We're really late in our season. Normally we have our frost by now and everything is dead out here and it's not beautiful and green. But we're lucky this year and things have been extended a little bit. But with that said, eggplants are heat-loving plants. They really like it hot and they just haven't been growing as much anymore because we're so late in the season. So we have them all harvested and some of them are smaller than they maybe could have been if they would have continued to grow. But like I said, we're getting our frost and we are about done with our season. We're going to put them to good use and enjoy these yummy eggplants. A couple of things I just want to include about how we got to this point is we started all of these plants about the same time that we started peppers and tomatoes because they are in the same plant family, except eggplant is a heat-loving plant. So we waited on some of these varieties to get them in the garden until our night temps were at least in the 50s, which can be a little bit later here in Montana. A couple of ways we like to cook them are either just slicing them, putting a little olive oil, salt and pepper, some other seasonings like garlic and thyme on there, and then just grilling them. That's a really good way to have them. Or another way that we like to enjoy them is just to cut them up and maybe put them inside of a quesadilla with other fixings as well. Or in a stir fry, that's good. I know a lot of people like eggplant parmesan. There's a lot of good ways to enjoy eggplant, and it's always good to try out new things and find really good ways to use veggies from your garden. Next year, I'm sure we'll try a couple of different varieties of eggplant in the garden, but hopefully this helps somebody decide which varieties they're going to try and which ones they might avoid. If you have some good tips about eggplants that you just love that we should try in our garden, please leave them in the comments. If you're liking the stuff we're putting on our channel, please consider liking and subscribing. Thanks so much for watching.